Hello everybody. It's kind of starting to get hot in here. In the last video we have built this little shack. Still, we are not safe. We can eat, we can drink. Today you are going to learn how to fill your oxygen canisters and how to make a primitive airlock system, because right now, if I go outside, all the air that was trapped in here with me is now escaping. We don't want to waste resources like that. There are many ways how to solve an issue in this game, and that's why we love this game, because there are many approaches you can take in order to solve a problem. We need a new crafting machine. The crafting machine is made in our autolathe and it is called hydraulic pipe bender. We are missing some resources, so let me go and get that. I have made the necessary materials in ingots. We have gold and copper. We will insert these into the autolathe and let's craft the pipe bender. This crafting will take quite a while, as you can see, and it will require some power. What can happen is you can run out of battery, this machine will stop, and your progress that you have made will reset. We don't want that to happen, so what I'm gonna do really quickly is pull a battery from somewhere where I don't currently need it. You can also use this portable device which you have in your backpack. I can just deploy it, and let's say my handheld tablet has a battery that is at 0, and I'll just leave it there. As the sun comes, this will charge at least a little bit. Power is something that you will be fighting with from the beginning. It will take some time until we are producing power without any manual inputs. And done. Okay, here is our hydraulic pipe bender. Let's finish this construction. And the last step, screwdriver. There we go. Are we connected? Yes, we are. Fine. The sun is coming up, which is great. Just about time. I need to charge all of these batteries one by one. And I'm also running low on my suit battery, so I will have to charge that as well. Why did we need this machine? Well, let's look inside. And you will find out quite quickly that what you craft in here is all related to hydroponics, so making food and distributing and storing liquids and gases. And you can also make filters here, which are, as I said, very needed and important for your survival. If you run out of CO2 filters, well, you will die, you will suffocate. What we need to make as fast as possible is ice crusher. Why do you crush ices? Well, because you want to extract whatever is in the ice. It could be a gas, it could be a liquid. From the previous episode, you already know that oxygen can be found in oxide. We will build an ice crusher and we will crush oxide ice in it, and then we will make a canister filling station so that we can fill our oxygen tank. We are at 2400 kilopascals and we are running lower and lower every second, so we should hurry. What do we need to make this ice crusher? We need 3 iron, 1 gold and 1 copper. Now, I do have iron here. Gold and copper I have in this machine. If the machine is turned on and you pull this lever, it will output all of the materials that are inside. If you want to know what materials are inside of a machine, you need to hover over this information kind of tab, and it shows you contents. There's nothing currently in this machine. Throw that in there, and now you look at the content and you see that we have 6 grams of iron, 3 grams of gold and 4 grams of copper inside of this machine, and we can happily create the ice crusher. And done. The ice crusher has two ports. One is for the data, one is for the power. So we don't need the data port at this point. We just need the power. And you can also notice that there is input slots and output for the pipes. So let's build this, let's connect it. Let's mine some oxide ice. Grab the ice and put it into the ice crusher, like so. If you have ice in your hands and the sun is shining, you see that it is melting in my hands. If the ice is stored in your mining belt or it is in a machine slot, like we can see over here, it will not melt. Okay, now we need to connect the ice crusher to the bottle filling station. And for that we need kit pipe utility gas. This is what we need. We need one of these. We need iron. We do have iron. There you go. Let's make one of those. Okay. And the second thing we will need is some normal pipes. Will do in this situation. So let's just make normal pipes. Okay. The kit pipe utility gas is a number of things. It can be an inline tank, which is handy, but not in our case right now. What we need to do is create this. Gas tank storage. If we look at the back of our ice crusher, you will find out that there is an output for a pipe connection and an output too for a pipe liquid connection. In our current conditions, what this will do is, if it's on, it will crush the oxide ice and it will turn it into a gas. Now, in previous video, I told you that the oxide is composed of 90% oxygen and 10% nitrogen, both of which are gases. So we only need to use the gas output pipe in our current situation. This is connected now. Now we need one more thing, which is another canister. Quite an easy thing to make. And we grab the canister and insert it in there. And now you can see that the canister is at 766 kilopascals, which is not enough. Let's turn the crusher on and you will see that the pressure will be rising. Now, a word of caution, you need to be aware of the pressure. Pressure is something that can actually destroy your base. What you need to keep in mind is, if you go to the Stationpedia and you type in canister, and you find the canister that we just made, you will find out that the maximum pressure of this canister is 10,000 kilopascals. If we cross this upper limit, the canister will burst and explode, which is a very bad thing that you'd never want to happen. As well as, if you look on pipes, they are rated to maximum pressure of 60,000 kilopascals, which is a lot compared to the canister, which is 10,000. One more thing, whenever you use your ice crusher, it is an extremely power-hungry machine. So only use it when you need it, then turn it off. Now, what we've just made, this little system here, is not safeguarded by anything. You have to manually switch the machine on and monitor what the pressure of this canister is. Once it is reaching the 10,000, let's say you're at 8,000, just turn the machine off and take the canister before you reach 10,000. Later on in the game we can safeguard this. We can create sensors and valves which will monitor the pressure, and they will not allow us to go past the limit of the canister. Okay, so now we can reliably supply ourselves with oxygen. So that is one less trouble that we have to deal with. So the new canister is filled. I can just take it. and replace the one that I have in my suite. There is a catch. You remember when I talked about that the oxide is not pure oxygen, it's 90% oxygen and it's 10% nitrogen. The canister we just use is also 90% oxygen, 10% nitrogen. Why is that an issue? Well, think about it as this. Every time our character breathes from the air tank, he's bringing some nitrogen with the oxygen as well. And when he exhales the, well, oxygen turns to carbon dioxide, so the carbon dioxide is exhaled and it is filtered with these filters into the waste tank. But we do not have a nitrogen filter on our suite at the moment. This is where a lot of new players are confused, like what the hell is happening? Why is my character saying that he does not have enough oxygen, even though I have just used a filled air tank? Well, turns out the more your character breathes, the more nitrogen he introduces from the air tank, and this nitrogen is not going to the waste tank because you do not have a nitrogen filter. So let's fix that up. Now, nitrogen, and the nitrogen filter can be made also in the pipe bender. I do not have enough iron, so I will steal some here, create a nitrogen filter, and there it is. And I will just replace one of my CO2 filters and I will be totally fine from now on. In case of emergency where your filters have run out and your character is suffocating and you do not have materials to create new filters or something, you're far from base or whatever, what you can do always is go to your helmet and press flush. Effectively, what this does, it flushes away whatever is inside of the helmet. Let's continue with the airlock construction. What's the issue? What's the problem? The problem is I need the atmosphere inside of this 1x1 room to go back in here. That's the problem. The simplest solution would be just to have an active vent up here that will suck air from this room when we want to go outside. When we want to go inside, we don't really have to do anything. Just open the doors and let the air rush in. We need an active vent, which we have because it is part of the minimum supplies box already that you have spawned with. And what we need on top of that is a passive vent. Let's make one. Okay, so we need active vent, passive vent, and we need a pipe, a single pipe. The pipe goes in here, like so, and the passive vent goes in here. So what's happening? Once we connect this, we will be able to turn on this device, and it will suck air from this space into this space. The passive vent doesn't do anything. It just allows air to flow from the pipe networks into open space like a room. Let's connect this. Now connecting this is very simple. Let's test this primitive contraption that we call Airlock. So if you see down there, I have external 5 kilopascals of pressure. Let's close this. Now you need to set this in a way, because in the current setting what's happening is it is blowing air from that room in here. We need to set invert. This switch has to be red, not blue. And now when we toggle this device on,
hydration critical.
You could see my external pressure is 0 kilopascals. That means I have successfully removed air from the airlock into the room back there, and I'm not losing air when I go outside anymore. When I am going inside, I just close this door and I can just open this door. It's fine. This setup only works for planets without atmosphere. In case you are playing on a planet where you do have atmosphere, you need to double this exact same setup also for this side of the airlock, basically for the exterior. And the change would be when you go inside, you close the door, and you would have the same setup for the outside, and you would suck the air from the airlock back to the outside world. So once you open these doors to your base, you are not cross-contaminating whatever was in the outside world with whatever you have inside. That is important. Thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something new from this video. In the next episode, we will be taking over the power production, we will expand the solar panels, and we will learn how to program the solar panels to automatically track the sun. See you there. Bye.